Good evening in Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Javier Carapan, and I am joined this evening by our musicians, our technical team, and always a big thank you to our BAO committee for bringing us beyond our walls. If you're interested in being part of our BAO committee, we invite you to call the office or let us know, and we'll get you in touch with the right people. It's a pleasure to welcome a very special guest this evening, Sonia Warshawski. Welcome to our congregation, and thanks for joining us for Shabbat. Just want to make sure that everybody turns their cell phones and all that. Make sure, do mine too. And this evening, you're going to have to sing extra loud because I'm by myself. Hi, Leslie. I hope you're feeling better. And so we are it. So it's usually a team of more than one person up here, but tonight we're going to be the team together. So I hope you can join us as we go through the service. This evening, we also are using a slightly different prayer book. It's called Mishkan Halev. It's our special Sidur, our prayer book for the month of Elul. And it is kind of thin and gold. And I think most of you have the right one. So if for whatever reason you got a blue one, it's not going to work tonight. So make sure everybody has the right one. Yes. We begin together offering a prayer for this month of Elul as we get closer to Rosh Hashanah, and it is on page number 6. It's called An Island in the Year. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbath for the heart. Before the music of creation's majesty, let there be a silent praise of existence. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude. Before we enter the palaces of prayer, let us find within ourselves a place of calm. Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze. Before the rites and ceremonies of awe, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness. So we welcome Shabbat together. If you're at home, have candles that you would like to light, do them now. And here on page number 10, we will join together in welcoming Shabbat as we light the candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu me'olam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We continue welcoming Shabbat as we turn together to page 21. We join in the middle of the page. 2 angels follow me home, chesed and gvura, kindness and judgment, love and discipline may both dwell within me, gentleness and generosity that expand my soul, firmness and self-restraint, the strength to say no. On this day of Shalom, may I be Shalem, well-balanced and whole. Service continues with Lecha Dodi on page 22, and on this Sidur we sing every stanza. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה. בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני סגולה, בו ייחלה, בו ייחלה לך, לא תהיה די 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 די, תקרת כלה, די 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 בעיני שבת נקבלה. We join together in the middle of page 29. 29. Holy is twilight, the realm of in-between, and so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We're all twilight people beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries and definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. Continue on page 31 towards the bottom of the page. Open up our eyes. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. May take a seat. We continue together on page 35 with Ve'ahavta for Elul. You shall love the ones who are close with all your heart, with all your spirit, and with all your strength. Remember these words, inscribe them on your heart. Love them when they struggle, when they sadden and disappoint you. Love them when they fail. See the good within them, even when they can't. Look at them and listen, even when it's hard. Be grateful for their guidance, even they're the proof, when they save you from yourself. Love them when they give you joy, and love them when they don't. When you lie down, let go of anger. When you rise up at dawn, begin again. Praise them for their deeds at home. Speak to them in public with respect. Bind yourself to the ones you love, with promises kept and vows fulfilled. Open to them the gates of your heart, the doorway of your soul, and let them know you. So shall the ones you cherish feel your love, your presence, and your care. Service continues on page 41, in the middle of the page, when Israel went forth from Egypt. We went forth, behind us now the speech of strangers, ahead the freedom to speak our own words and discover the holy. Witnessing this, the great sea fled, the river changed its course, the mountains danced like rams, the hills like sheep. Sea, river, and mountains, what has become of you? Why flee? Change course. Why dance like rams and sheep? Stand in awe, all the earth. The God of Jacob turns rock to water, stone to a gushing stream. Life changes course in an instant. Sing from the heart, awaken to life's wonders. Our service continues with Mi Chamocha is on page 40. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha, ra'u vanecha, Yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeheli anu ve'amero, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'nemar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, Ugealo mi'at chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai Gal Israel. The next two prayers are going to be on the slides, beginning with Let There Be Love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Ve'hamidenu, Shomeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukat shlomecha. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity honors the day, and eternity honors the day. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai. Adonai Satai Tifetah Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Satai Tifetah Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש שמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. I tried to follow our Facebook feed in case people will post now names for Mishaberach and for other things. And somebody asked, is the chant this evening different because of Elul? And I said, no, it's not different because of Elul, it's different because of me. What happens, I'm going to confess, what happens is that, I used to do this in Argentina for years. This is how I learned it. And so when you let me just do it and there's no music, I just do what comes naturally. And it's not usually what you're singing. Now, when I go to Argentina, it happens the opposite. I go and sing Kiddush, they usually invite me to do that, and they're like, well, that's different. How do you feel? So I don't really know anymore who I am, where I am, what language I speak. I mean, it's just like, this is how it happens. So just enjoy it, ride with it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
But I'm glad somebody noticed it. Thank you, Edna, for noticing it. But it's just another part of my brain that kicks in, and it's just what happens. So I have to really fight some of the songs, like Aleinu, we were practicing early, and I go a different way, but she's playing, then I have to follow her. But when I'm by myself, as we gather on this Shabbat, we turn our thoughts to those in need of healing. And again, if you are joining us virtually, you can type names there, and I will look to see if there are any names. I can read them out loud. But for us here in the sanctuary, we have an opportunity to offer names as I go around the sanctuary.
Elizabeth Raymar.
Elizabeth Adams.
Looking online to see if there are any names. Anybody else? It takes a minute. We're a little behind. They are behind us by 15 seconds. So, all right. If somebody posts another name, I will mention it. So we think of all those in need of healing. We join our voices together in singing the Mi Sheberach prayer. Mi Sheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bring blessings of strength, compassion, and healing to those of us who struggle with the oppression of addiction, emotional distress, and mental suffering. Surround them with loving kindness, grace, companionship, and peace. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. It is time for our Simcha moment. If you are sharing a Simcha from this past week, we invite you to type it in the comments. For those of us here in person, may include birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishment from this past week. We ask you to come up here to our Simcha mic. There's an X. If you don't mind, stand on the X. Tell us who you are and why you're here in a few sentences.
I'm Carol, and I brought a very good friend of mine to services with me tonight in honor of Sonia.
Welcome. Come stay.
Marcia Rittmaster, and tomorrow's my birthday.
Well, I am Larry, and I have two, if you'll indulge me. One is today's my birthday, big deal. But the most important thing is my daughter, who just graduated from college, went on her first adult vacation today, and it didn't cost me a nickel.
I'm Judy Weingarten. My niece and nephew are driving in from Wisconsin to visit me, and I just got a text they arrived safely.
It's too high.
Hi, I'm David Seldner, and I got news that one of my stepdaughters is pregnant, and the other one is also pregnant, so we're going to have two grandkids, one in January, one in March. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Estelle, and I teach preschool at Shabbat Shalom, and we just finished our first week and successfully, and it's going to be a great year.
Shabbat Shalom, my name is Pete, and I have been traveling this summer to visit my relatives, and I noticed that it's so fun to communicate at funerals, and I thought, why wait? So I made myself available to go to Boston, Portland, Oregon, and all on the same trips. So I've been coast to coast, ocean to ocean, and for somebody living in Kansas City, I'm happy to say the oceans are still here.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me see if there are any simchas from online. Takes a minute here. Sharon Aldman has a birthday today too. Happy birthday, Sharon. Which Sharon would have told you the story had she been here, that Sharon and Larry were born the same day in the same hospital, one room apart. They were in separate rooms, right? Your mothers.
There is the fabled picture of my mother, Sharon's mother, another gentleman we all grew up with, Mrs. Tankle, and then some other photobomb that came in. I don't know who she was, but all four of them were holding up the September 1st baby. So,
you know, had we not had that day in history, we will not be able to have Best Torah the way we have it today, because Sharon and Larry are so much part of making Best Torah what it is and working still. So thank you to that day. As we honor each one of you for the gifts that you bring to our sacred community, together we join in song as we mark this sacred occasion. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov. This evening, a special guest, and we'll go there in just a minute. But before that, it's a great pleasure to invite Jill Madoff, who, among other things, is a member of our congregation, but she's also been for the last year or so the chair of our adult education. She's been doing a terrific job. And if you have something to teach, whatever it is, Jill will put you to work. And so it's a pleasure to invite Jill to share words of wisdom on this Shabbat. Welcome, Jill. Welcome to your congregation, I mean, but still. Hold on a second. Say again, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Tonight's Torah portion is Ki Tavo, meaning when you come. It follows Moses' retelling of the Exodus to the generation of Israelites who will soon be entering the land promised to them by their parents and by God. Having described their shared history, Moses is in a position familiar to many of us. His children are about to leave, and much as he would like, he cannot go with them. So he turns their attention to the future. When you come to the land. He tells the people that after settling in, they must give thanks to God by bringing first fruits to the temple. But there is more. They, each one of them, must make a declaration. It'll sound very familiar. My father was a wandering Aramean, and he went down into Egypt and lived there, few in number, there becoming a great nation, powerful and numerous. But the Egyptians ill-treated us and made us suffer, subjecting us to harsh labor. Then we cried out to the Lord, the God of our ancestors, and the Lord heard our voice and saw our misery, toil, and oppression. So the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, with great terror and with signs and wonders. With this instruction, says Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, the retelling of our history became an obligation for each and every one of us. We became, in other words, a nation of storytellers. Well, we have a storyteller with us tonight. Sonia, will you join me with Renee, good friend Renee Franklin? We even have a little thing for you to stand on so people can see you above. You can stand, right? If you want to stay there, or do you want to stay there? For those of you who aren't familiar, very few of you probably who aren't familiar, Sonia is one of the very few remaining Holocaust survivors living in Kansas City. She lost her family and survived 3 of the most notorious concentration camps in Europe, but that is not why you are here with us tonight. The Adult Education Committee invited Sonia here as an answer to the question, how, today, do we fulfill the charge Moses issued in Ki Tavo? Sonia, you embody that answer. You arrived in Kansas City from a displaced persons camp, bound to 3 things: your Jewish heritage, your personal history, and what you knew to be true. You embraced the charge that Moses gave to our people, remembering where you came from, and giving thanks to the land that offered nourishment and opportunity. Moses talked about giving first fruits. Well, Sonia, you have given an orchard of fruits by your contributions to the Jewish community and far beyond. Finally, you have embraced your obligation to share your truths with others, regardless of the personal pain that may have caused you to remember, or the discomfort you knew you might engender in others who didn't want to believe or listen to what you described. You have fulfilled the charge of Ki Tavo with thousands of people in prisons and schools and synagogues and hundreds of other venues. And as you can see, on screen. We honor you tonight, Sonia, for teaching us by your example what we are to do when we come to thresholds in our own lives. Thankfully, most of us have never experienced what you did. but our common history is within reach. We, all of us, share a father who was a wandering Aramean, and you've shown us what it looks like to carry that memory wherever you go. We need to embrace opportunity in the same way that you did. Yes, this was a land of milk and honey after what you'd experienced, but no one gave you either. You worked hard, and we need to do the same. We need to do what Sonia would do. We need to work and give thanks for what we have, rather than looking for the next shiny thing. Finally, following your example, we need to possess the courage in order to be firm and respectful storytellers. Yeah, it's hard, but it was hard for you, and you pressed on. And again, we need to say, look at this. This is the lesson. We press on. We show courage. Now, I know that you're looking forward to having people come to you with questions during the receptions.
Sure, absolutely.
But for now, I just want you to stand here and receive our strength. You came, you saw, and Sonia, you conquered.
Thank you. I would love to thank you from my heart for this honoring me. But it's not only honoring me, but you honor those our people what they didn't make it. And I'm trying to speak for them. And I thank you. It's not only me, for all those who have perished. There is no way in this world, I want you to know, there is anyone can even, it's impossible to understand unless you read a lot and you still, no matter how many books you read, the evil, this was the greatest evil in our history, what did took place. Believe me, even you read, I hope you read, but even you read no matter how many books, there is no way to feel only the one who was there. And how many times I repeat again, some of them before when they were dying and hanging or killing as otherwise, and they used before they died, I'll never, how in the world can you forget when you see your own mom, and I shouldn't be, selfish, walking to the guest chamber. Yeah, I can sit here for weeks and weeks, tell you things that you'll never see even in the books. It's impossible to really understand this evil, what one, and we're people to do it to other one.
As you can see, Sonia has much to share, and she invites you to ask those questions. She's talked about this a lot. So during the reception, we will do that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I love you. And please do not hate. We had to take this hate in this world. Otherwise, it can happen again. I want you to know.
Sonia, we really thank you for those words.
Yeah, thank you. I had here something, lady.
Oh, your cane is over here.
Oh, she has it? Yeah.
Oh, she has, yeah.
Let's hear this. Jill Madoff, thank you so much. Yasher Koach for your beautiful words, and thank you, Sonia, for visiting us and sharing Shabbat with us. We're not done. Again, immediately after our concluding prayers, we will gather in the Ulam, and we'll have an opportunity for all of you to get to know Sonia a little bit better. But until then, I would like to invite everybody who's able to stand and join us on page 78 for Aleinu L'Shabech. Aleinu L'Shabech L'Adon HaKol, Latet Gedula Le'yotzer Bereshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoyei Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishpechot Ha'adama, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, Vegoraleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Koreim Umishtachavim Umodim Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar Le'aya Adonai Le'melech Al Kol Haaretz Bayom Hahu Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Shemo 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 Echad. As we turn to our moment of remembrance, I invite you to turn to page 81. Crossing the bar, sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. Our thoughts turn now to our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us in recent days. We also think and remember the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked. Our hearts open to the wider circle of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. As a congregation, we are observing the Shloshim period for Oren Nelson Mitchell, father of Gloria Pittler, and Foster Padway, uncle of Bryn Dukowski-Nolman. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Peril Bayer, Susan Diane Shokran, Ann Dubrov, Ron Greenbaum, Joseph Hamovitz, Mickey Clegg, Seaman Kucharovsky, Mary Stitch Lilly, Philip Lustig, Harold Meyer, Henry Osman, John Pavlov, Richard Rosenfeld, Yaakov Schuklapper, Bertha Spector, Philip Speisman, Lois Cram Turner, Mark Weingarten. If you are visiting and joining us this evening for Shabbat and you are observing a yortzeit or shloshim, like to share a name, May their memories be for a blessing. If you're able, we invite you to stand on page 86 as together we recite Kaddish Yatom. This version has an extra line towards the end. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תוש בחתה ונחמתה, דאמירם בלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו Time for some thank yous and announcements. There we go. Thank you to our wonderful musicians, Susie, Larry, and Warren, for joining us this evening, and to our technical team of one who makes it all happen. Let me see if I can do this by myself. Thank you, Leslie, for preparing this. I have instructions when to click the thing, so there we go. Boom. There you go. Well, our Shabbat celebration continues tomorrow with Sichat Shabbat at 9 a.m., followed by Shabbat morning worship back here at 10:30. Do you have teens who want to learn more about Israel? Tell them about the Israeli Kickoff Bash on Wednesday, September 6th is coming up. We ask that you RSVP, and you can see information here on the app. And then you can also, if you have a phone, you can take a picture and it will tell you how to RSVP. There is more information in the Ulam, but also you may contact Menahelet Morgan, who is around here, and you can talk to her for more information. September Shabbatot are coming, looking pretty exciting. Next Friday, we will recognize Barb Mendelson as our Mensch of the Month. It's September 8th. That's also a Torah service. Then the following week, the 15th, is Erev Rosh Hashanah, and then the next is Shabbat Shuvah, and the following Friday is Erev Sukkot. We'll have a picnic and worship, and then the following Friday is Erev Simchat Torah, and this doesn't end until it ends, right? And then it starts again, right? And there's so much more. Look at all the things we have coming up. Community Slichot program is September 9th. This year's at Bnei Yehuda. And then we have religious school September 10th and potluck. Please make sure that you do take a moment to RSVP for the High Holiday Day services if you plan to attend. And there's information there on Saturday, which is the day of Rosh Hashanah. We also have a luncheon. We would like to ask you to RSVP and make a choice of what you would like to eat. There are different kinds of sandwiches, so we can have it for you. Not only does that help us, of course, plan, but it also helps us to keep our service safe and secure, and it ensures that we order everything we need to do. Now, we will continue now singing Olam Chesed, and immediately after that, we'll gather in the Ulam for Kiddush and Oneg. And if you're able, please stand and join us. For the end of the service, we'll do a prayer together, and then we'll hear the shofar. So if you're able, please stand and join us. I will build this work from love. And you must build this work from love. And if we build this work from love, then God will build this work from love. Summon the energy to sound the horn, muster the strength to change, move from judgment to compassion, shift from perspective and heal. Be the first to apologize, offer the hand of forgiveness, open your heart to hear the horn, believe in your power to change. Baruch atah Adonai, shomea teruah. Blessed are you, Adonai, who hears the sounding of the shofar. Tekiah, shevarim teruah. Tekiah. Yashar koach, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.